Hi guys, welcome to the first part of our measuring tutorial, taping the body. I've got my beautiful niece Blanet here with me to help with the process. You're going to need your 3mm tape or 1/8 of an inch tape, 2 pens and a pair of scissors. The first thing I'm going to do is mark the finished length of the dress on her leg. You may want to put your old dress on for this and just mark the point that you want your new dress length to be. You might want to get your teacher also to approve this. Okay? So then I'm just going to mark that point on your leg. Just see where your hand is. There's no exact science behind this. It's not a certain number of inches above the knee. It really depends on the proportions of your body. On Blanet, she's quite long from her waist to her knee and shorter from her knee to the ground. So Blanet's dress will finish quite a distance above her knee to make sure that the overall proportions look right. The first thing we're going to do after this is mark the chest, the waist, the drop waist and hips with our 3mm tape. You want to come a little bit closer to the camera and just turn it sideways. I'm going to start off just by placing the tape straight across the bust line, across the biggest part of the bust. And Blanet, if you can turn with your arms up slightly so that I can concentrate on keeping this straight. It's much easier to get the dancer to turn than for you to try and wrap it around their body. Keep going. And just stay there. Making sure you overlap your tape at the end. You just press that in for me to stop it from opening. And next, I'm going to mark her waist. This is the smallest part of her waist. Starting off at the front, make sure you're keeping it straight. And if you can turn Blanet slowly for me, so that I can make sure that I'm keeping it even front to back. And turn around, side to side, and back around the front again. Again, finishing the tape, crossing over the start. The next tape that I'm going to do is the drop waist. And I'm going to do this one from the back. Blanet, if you can put your hands on your hips and just move your fingers down to where your bum starts. Okay? The drop waistline is just above the butt, which is about here. Roughly at the bottom of the waistline of a pair of shorts if you're wearing them around your hip bones. Okay, you move your hands, Blanet. I'm going to start move straight across the back. And if you can just turn around sideways, I can make sure I'm even front to back. Yep. Straight around the front, make sure I'm staying even. Yep, and right around the back. Good girl, thank you very much. If you can stay there, the next place I'm going to mark out is the hip. That's the biggest part of the butt. It's easier to start this at the back. I'm going a straight line across the back. Turn sideways. Making sure you're staying even. Fix that a little bit. Turn around the front. Keep turning. Perfect. Again, crossing your tape over at the end. The next thing I'm going to do is mark the centre front of her body. I'm going to start at the centre of her neck. I'm going to tape right down to the hip line. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this and I'm going to get you to just put that in, press that in, right down. Make sure it stays in the centre of your belly button. Good girl. And then if you can just press it in. And you just check and make sure that's even. Okay, the next thing I'm going to mark out is the centre of the shoulder line. I'm going to start at her neck and I'm going to trace the centre of her shoulder right down her arm as far as her knuckle. Okay. When you're doing this, make sure that you press as you go. Your shoulder, pressing as you go, right down her arm to her knuckle. The next thing I'm going to do is trace the armhole of the dress. I'm going to start at the crease between her body and her arm. And I'm going at the front and I'm going to trace a line using the tape to the crease at the back. Perfect. You can see just there, it's right on the arm crease at the back. On the front. The next thing I'm going to do is find the side neck point. I'm going to rest a pencil just on the side of her neck to find the intersection between her neck and her shoulder. When I've found this, I'm going to mark a line at this point. If you can move closer to the camera, turn around slightly. As you can see at my line here, the intersection between the line I have marked and the shoulder of the dress is the side neck point. Turn back over the front. The last thing we're going to do is mark the bust apex. This is where the bust starts to curve round. It's normally along the nipple line at the nipple point. Can you just point that out for me, Blanton, so I can mark it?